Did you grow up feeling like your emotions were invisible? Like no matter what you felt, joy, sadness, anger, your parents just didn't notice? If that hits close to home, you're not alone. And what you're about to hear might finally explain why you feel empty inside, why relationships feel so hard, and why you sometimes feel like you're faking being okay. Hit that subscribe button right now if you want more deep dives into how childhood shapes who we become as adults. Smash the like button if you've ever felt unseen, and drop a comment below. Were you the quiet kid who got praised for being easy, or the one who learned to stop asking for attention? Stick around, because later I'll share the exact hidden signs that prove you were emotionally ignored as a child, the surprising ways it rewires your brain into adulthood, real stories from people just like you, and the practical steps thousands are using to finally feel seen, starting today. But first, let's talk about what actually happens inside a child's mind when their feelings get ignored day after day. Imagine a little boy or girl, maybe 4, maybe 8, running to their mom or dad bursting with excitement about something they drew or scared because of a nightmare. Instead of, "Wow, tell me more," or "Come here, it's okay," they get a distracted, "That's nice," while eyes stay on the phone, or "Stop crying, it's not a big deal," or worse, complete silence. That child doesn't think my parents are emotionally neglectful. They think my feelings must not matter, or even worse, I must not matter. This is childhood emotional neglect, often called CEN, childhood emotional neglect. It's not loud screaming or hitting, it's the quiet absence of emotional response. Parents might feed you, clothe you, send you to school, but they fail to notice, validate, or respond to your inner world. Psychologists like Dr. Jonas Webb, who literally wrote the book on this, Running on Empty, describe it as the most invisible form of childhood trauma. Why invisible? Because nothing happened. No bruises, no big fights remembered, just emptiness. But that emptiness carves deep tracks in the developing brain. When a child repeatedly gets no emotional mirroring, no one reflecting back, "I see you're sad and that's okay," the brain's emotional centers don't get the practice they need. The limbic system, especially the amygdala that handles fear and emotion, and the prefrontal cortex that regulates feelings, both stay underdeveloped in key ways. Studies show neglected kids have altered stress responses. Cortisol levels stay high or get blunted, leading to either constant anxiety or emotional numbness later. Neglected kids often show more trouble recognizing emotions in faces, not because they're stupid, but because no one modeled it for them. One study found neglected kids saw fewer differences between emotions on faces. They blurred together. That carries into adulthood. You might struggle to know if you're angry or just tired, sad or just off. You feel something but can't name it. That's alexithymia, difficulty identifying and describing feelings, strongly linked to emotional neglect. Now let's get real about what this looks like when that ignored child grows up. First, massive sign. You feel hollow inside. Not dramatic depression always, just this nagging sense that something's missing. You can't point to it. People say, "You're so calm," or "You're low maintenance," but inside you feel empty, like you're watching life through glass. That's because your emotions were never welcomed, so you learned to wall them off. You became the easy kid, then the chill adult. But chill often means disconnected. Second, low self-esteem that doesn't match your achievements. You might have a good job, friends who like you, but deep down you feel unworthy. Why? Because no one mirrored your value back to you. When parents ignore feelings, they miss chances to say, "Your excitement matters," or "Your hurt is real." So you grow up assuming your inner world isn't worth attention. You people please like crazy, putting everyone else's needs first, because deep down you believe if you're not useful, you'll be ignored again. Third, relationships feel off. You crave connection, but fear being a burden, so you stay surface level. You avoid conflict because conflict means emotions, and emotions got you ignored before. Or you pick partners who are distant, just like your parents, because it feels familiar. Many adults from CEN end up in anxious avoidant traps, desperate for closeness but terrified of it. You might freeze when someone asks, "How do you really feel?" Because honestly, you don't know. Fourth, perfectionism or self-criticism on steroids. Ignored kids learn, if I make no trouble, maybe they'll notice me. So you become high-achieving to earn love. But no matter how perfect, it never fills the hole, because the hole isn't about performance. It's about being seen without having to earn it. Fifth, you downplay your own pain. Something bad happens, you shrug it off. Friends say, "That must hurt," and you go, "Nah, it's fine." That's the old survival skill. Minimize feelings so no one has to deal with them, but it leaves you isolated in your suffering. Sixth, sensitivity to rejection that's off the charts. One small criticism and you spiral into "I'm worthless." Because as a child, being ignored felt like total rejection of your core self. Now, any hint of dismissal triggers that old wound. Seventh, trouble with self-care. You forget to eat when stressed, push through exhaustion, ignore your needs. Why? Needs were ignored, so you learned they're not important. Eighth, feeling like a fraud. Even when successful, you think, "They'll find out I'm not enough." Imposter syndrome loves CEN homes. Ninth, emotional flashbacks. Not like PTSD flashbacks with images, but sudden waves of shame, emptiness, or panic that seem to come from nowhere. They're echoes of being small and unseen. 10th, you attract or become the caretaker. You fix others' emotions because no one fixed yours. Or you numb out with work, scrolling, substances, anything to avoid feeling the void. Now let's talk science a bit more, because this isn't just feelings, it's biology. Chronic neglect changes brain architecture. The absence of responsive caregiving disrupts healthy attachment. Secure attachment comes from having your distress soothed repeatedly. Neglected kids often develop insecure styles: avoidant, "I don't need anyone," or anxious, "Please don't leave me." Both make adult intimacy painful. Neglect also messes with the HPA axis, your stress system. It can become hyperreactive, anxiety disorders, or hyporeactive, depression or numbness. Longitudinal studies show neglected kids have higher risks for depression, anxiety, substance use, even personality disorders. One meta-analysis found emotional neglect as one of the strongest predictors of adult mental health issues. It's sneaky because neglect often looks fine from outside. Parents might be busy, depressed, stressed, addicted, or just raised the same way themselves. They don't hate the child, they just don't know how to connect emotionally. But the child pays the price. Now real stories. Names changed, but these are common. Sarah, 34, corporate lawyer, grew up with successful parents who provided everything material, but when she cried after her dog died, Dad said, "Toughen up." Mom was always too tired to talk. Today, Sarah has panic attacks she can't explain. She earns 6 figures but feels like a fraud. In relationships, she pulls away when things get deep, terrified she'll be too much. She finally realized, I was never too much. I was never anything. Mark, 42, teacher. Quiet kid who never caused trouble. Parents fought a lot. He learned silence kept peace. Now he can't express anger. He bottles it until explosions. His wife says, "I never know what you feel." He feels guilty for having needs. Therapy helped him see, I thought feelings were dangerous. They got ignored, so they must be bad. Lisa, 28, always the good girl, never asked for anything. Now she dates emotionally unavailable men, repeats the pattern. When one ignores her texts, she thinks, I'm not worth replying to. Sound familiar? These aren't rare. Millions carry this. The good news, your brain can rewire. Healing starts with awareness. Step 1, name it. Say, I experienced childhood emotional neglect. That alone reduces shame, because it's not your fault. Step 2, start feeling your feelings. Use a feelings wheel. Google it. When something happens, pause and ask, what am I actually feeling? Anger, hurt, fear, lonely? Name it without judging. Step 3, self-reparent. Talk to your inner child like you wish someone had. When you feel empty, say, I see you. Your feelings matter. You're safe now. Sounds cheesy, works wonders. Step 4, set boundaries. Stop people-pleasing. Practice saying no or I need time. Step 5, build emotional skills. Journal daily. Today I felt because. Therapy, especially schema therapy, internal family systems, or CEN specific, helps massively. Step 6, connect with safe people. Find friends who validate feelings.
Share small vulnerabilities first. Watch how it feels to be seen. It can feel scary, then freeing. Step 7, practice self-compassion. When self-criticism hits, ask, would I say this to a child who was ignored? Probably not. Be kind. Step 8, grieve what you missed. It's okay to mourn the childhood you deserved. Cry, rage, write letters to parents. Don't send unless you want. Grief clears space for new. Step 9, celebrate small wins. Noticed a feeling, named it, shared it? That's rewiring. Step 10, be patient. This took years to build, takes time to heal, but every step makes you more alive, more connected, more you. If this video resonated, you might be carrying the weight of the ignored child, but that child is still inside, waiting to be seen by you. Start today. Thanks for watching all the way. If this helped, subscribe for more on how childhood shapes us and how we can change. Like if you're ready to feel seen. Comment your biggest takeaway or one feeling you're noticing right now. And share this with someone who might be carrying the same quiet wound. You never know whose ignored child needs to hear, you're not broken. You were just never properly seen. But now you can see yourself. See you in the next one.